Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Motorsport with a very silly video. You see, it has been discovered that there is a slightly glitchy way to modify high-end cars, which means you can get, well, I've got a Lamborghini Sian in B-Class, you can get Bugatti Chirons and Divos in B-Class, you can get a Hurricane STO, you can get a Corvette Z06 into B-Class, even an MC12 that really shouldn't be. By messing about with the engines and tricking the game into thinking engines don't have turbos installed on them, basically they get massive power drops. So these Chirons and Divos are running about 350 horsepower. My Sian is also running around that sort of amount. Now, the Atom can, without glitching, get down to B-Class with the use of ballast and heavy restrictors. It's got no straight line speed, but it's an Atom. It's quite good in the corners. We've got a couple of normal B-Class cars thrown in for good measure as well. Things like the RCF, M3, and CF. The Sierra's very quick, actually, a B-Class car. So they're thrown in for good measure to see how they compare. It's a very, very silly thing. The Sian's not really the best. Sian, I'm going to make up a lot of different ways to pronounce it. The problem with the Lamborghini is I can drop it. I can get it to B-Class. The issue is to get it to B-Class, it's very heavy. In fact, this is about 500, 600 pounds heavier than the Bugattis and has smaller tyres. So the only thing it's really got going for it over the two different Bugattis, they're essentially the same in terms of this, is a bit of straight line speed. It is slightly far, however it works, however it's been calculated, however the weird brokenness is working. It's slightly better in a straight line than them, but that's about it. I think we're faster than the Atom as well in a straight line, but that's also a bit of a given because it's really slow. Is the Atom. We are off the line. In the straight line it's really slow. It's very, very quick everywhere else. We are off the line and we're going to go past some Bugattis. It's the weirdest race. I know they're going to be monsters in the corner here. We will get it slowed down for turn one. Now I've taken off all the rear aero that I can on this car to try and give it a bit more straight line speed. So we've got massive rear tyres. It's all-wheel drive. It's got 300 horsepower. It's so over-tired, essentially. It's never going to have oversteer issues. So the hope is dumping off some aero might help me a little bit down these straights, essentially. Now, whoa, God, we just don't have. The problem I've got is on the front tyres are 285s or something like that on here, which is not terrible. The Bugattis have like 345, 365 front tyres. Shadow's got some lag going on. That's very scary. Don't like that. My vehicle is much more comparable to the Corvette. Longbow has a Z06, again also with some sneaky stuff. Has been PI dropped. I just don't know where the Corvette is. I think the Corvette started further up and has escaped away a little bit. Danger Man is currently leading the train. There is the danger train is going on here. It's actually helping me because all the Bugattis are stuck in traffic. We've got Danger Man with the MC12 holding up the three sensible B-Class cars. Oh, I'm going to be mean to someone there. Sorry, whoever that was. Brazen is going to pass us through there. And now the danger train is about to come undone because those three normal cars are going to be astonishingly fast down the straight. Now, I always say this, those three cars are built as you would build a normal B-Class, okay? They are going to look like rocket ships. They are not particularly rocket ships in a straight line. That's not at all what they are designed for. But because of the way we've all balked this, they will look like it. My Lamborghini is at 130 and struggling. The Bugattis are even slower. The Divo kind of tops out at about 130. Whoa, but it doesn't matter. It's all completely irrelevant because they've got the grip of a go-kart in some ways. We are going side by side with a Brazen. I'm going to lose out to the Divo, though, through here. You know what? Just go. Focus on catching the Lexus. Oh, the Lexus didn't want to do that because it's going to end up in the middle of the horde of Bugattis. Right. Can we get nicely through here a little bit? Brazen's just got so much more grip than I do. You can just see how much the Devo has gone off after the cars ahead. Sierra got a little bit of a wobble going on through there. Bugatti's just got around the outside of it. I mean, the massive race slicks on mine give me a huge amount of grip through these corners as we are reeling in Pega's Cozzy. It looks like the BMW is having a fight with the STO. Ninetales continues to lead the way. I mean, I think the Lamborghinis I think are faster, but they've not had a great start. Whoa. Pega, both the cars ahead of me got a twitch. That wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. They did that one there all on their own, and I braked, well, I say I braked a bit too early there. It was maybe a bit too early. I'm hoping we can still get off the corner ahead of Art. We do. This bit here is all flat out, which is what we need. We need a nice flat out section, because that's where we can pull away from that Chiron. Chris's car is gradually fallen back into the clutches of the Bugatti horde. Please be aware I cannot turn like you can. There is not quite the grip. I do not have a slipstream to work with here. I don't know if I can imagine the Huracan may be a little faster than me in a straight line. So some of the cars, so my Sian, all of the Bugattis are on slicks. Some of the other builds, the other alternate builds, things like the STO may not quite be able to get onto slicks, depending on how much they've been able to be PI dropped, essentially. I don't know what the STO is on. The Lexus turns up very briefly down by the end of the straight. I mean, Mugello, these broken cars, certainly Bugattis, are way more powerful when it comes to handling circuits. So take to Lime Rock, they are astonishingly quick. Out here, of course, because of their lack of straight line speed, they are not... I mean, weirdly, they're not actually awfully balanced in the grand scheme of things, which is funny that they actually work. You can have a look, but Mugello is difficult to pass on. Even though I know that Chiron has more grip than me, I can just defend and make it awkward. Oh, yeah, I am going to defend, as is perfectly fair to do. It's because it can't just breeze past me in a straight line. It's a really difficult one to get through. As I have found with the Chiron, it is very difficult to make your way through traffic sometimes. We are catching up to Blakey. It's going to be a battle of the Lamborghinis over 5th place in all of this. The Corvette has been caught. That's 2nd place, I think. 2nd place Corvette has been caught. So that is Longbow, Brazen and Liam are up ahead having their own tussle. Can we... We've got 2 laps to go. Can we catch Longbow's Corvette? I don't know. If they really fight each other really hard, I guess there's a chance. We are now on to the start-finish straight. Liam may be able to get up to 2nd. We are going to sit in the draft behind Blakey and hope that this at least helps us a bit. So I don't want to have to deal with Bugattis again. We know they're on the way. I think they've all kind of fought one another a lot and slowed each other down immensely, which helps me, helps me a lot. If we do catch the STO, I think we're going to find a little bit like we have seen, well, with Art trying to pass me, is it's difficult to overtake, although Blakey ran very deep into turn 1. We may have the grip to do this. It's going to be close, because Blakey's going to have power on the exit here. It's the most dramatic of races for Lamborghini. Well, I say it's in some ways it's a great close battle between 2 high-end Lamborghinis going very slowly. We may have got this one in the bag though through this section, because I don't think the STO is going to be able to hold it. Blakey lifts from that. I'm going to have to be careful into turn 1. That is where we may be vulnerable, and I've got to park it in the middle a little bit through here. As soon as we start taking defensive lines, we are a little bit slower, which won't help. And this is all good news. Oh, Brazen's got up to the lead. The Atom's being caught. It wasn't really paying attention on that one. Oh, the Atom's falling back. Don't quite know why, but the Atom is falling back. The Atom can't have cooked its tyres. I haven't got anything that does that in this race turned on, but maybe the Atom is just kind of struggling a little bit for pace. The Atom just had a wonderfully clear track while we were all fighting. So, yeah, maybe it is just really struggling for outright pace. Okay, it's me versus Art. I don't know if there's another... I'm presuming there's another Bugatti back there ready to join in the party. We are trying to do what we can here. What is that car back there? I don't actually know what that car is. Oh, is that the Sierra? Might be Impega with the with the Ford. Oh crap. Well, we are going to have to make one wide Lambo. Here comes that Sierra. The Cosworth is flying past everything down the straight. It's weird. Yeah, the Sierra Cosworth has just breezed past Huracan, a Chiron, or breezed up to a Huracan and a Chiron, and the Sian. Oh, no. I fear. I mean, the Sierra put a wheel on the gravel. That's not what it's going to want. I fear we are just going to struggle for grip. It really is a case of I cannot afford to run wide. If I don't run wide, it's really difficult to make a way past. This next corner I've got to be very careful of. Okay, the Bugatti was a little further back. That helps me out a lot. We will hug the inside. And the Chiron looked to go around the outside, but just carried a bit too much speed. It's very difficult to do that one. It's very difficult to do that one at that corner. Yeah, the Bugattis are clearly faster than the Lamborghini. Well, we have tried to make it as wide as possible. We could all be in danger from the Ford, not gonna lie. In this one, it looks like Brazen is going to take a victory here. Oh, come on. There we go. Nicely does it. Longbow has slipped to 4th. I would have liked to race the Corvette. I think me and the Corvette are actually quite similar in terms of lap time. Here comes that Bugatti once again. The real question is, where will that Sierra Cosworth end up? Oh, we have left a little bit of a gap, and I'm going to have to... Oh, I say go slightly wide. That Sierra may get the pair of us. It may not matter. We are going to chase the Bugatti down. It's a weird drag race to the line. The Sierra is closing, but it can't do it. Yeah, so we were close to... I knew we were close to the Z06. The Devo, Brazen's Devo was immensely quick around there. The M3 got to 2nd, and Pega's Sierra was fast when it wasn't all bottled up in traffic. I knew the Sian's not the best when it comes to this. I'll take a 6th place though. Honestly, it's a fun thing to be able to do at the end of the day. There we go. An odd podium for a B-class race. On to the next one. So, for our second race around here, well, I've got my Bugatti. I've actually rebuilt this, so I'm going to see if this works a bit better. Well, I say a bit better. I'm going to see how this fares in the grand scheme of things. Oh, God, there goes. So there'll be a couple of swappings around. I think Longbow's got a Diablo now into this one. God, the grip is phenomenal. Although positioning was less phenomenal by me. So yeah, massive rear tyres. Massive front tyres in the Chiron here. Oh, can we? Let's not go into the back of a Blakey. We can hopefully dive across past all of this mess and move ourselves up a few positions here. We've got a Devo directly behind us. I do think of the Bugattis, if you're going to try this, if this doesn't get fixed immediately, the Devo is the better of the two to be doing it with slightly. The Chiron is not by much, but the Devo does seem to be a smidge better for doing this. Oh no, I'm going to get stuck behind the MC12 that has not got the corner speed, but is going to be faster than us in a straight line. Off it goes, down the way. Away from me. Here comes Blakey with the STO that also has some quite good straight line speed. into the chicane we head. This is great news for Ninetales. And, oh, there's been shenanigans afoot further back. Oh, the MC12 understeers, of course it does. Yeah, this is all good news for Ninetales, whose aerial atom is not really having any problems. Oh, we're going to get ourselves stuck, aren't we? Because we couldn't get past Ewan, and then we got just stuck with... Well, we never really got a chance to try and get past Ewan, but we got stuck on the wrong side of the Maserati. We will go around the outside of everybody in turn number 1. Hello, Liam. Liam, with the normal B-Class car, is no match for the Bugattis in the corners. Can I get past the Maserati? Danger Man wasn't even going to know that we were going to be alongside. See, Maserati doesn't feel like a too ridiculous vehicle in this. In that it's not got the same go-kart level of grip. Oh, for God's sake, now it just hit a roadblock. We're going to have to push Liam past. We've got no straight line speed against that Maserati. Yeah, we just get sort of stuck in the roadblock. Now, once again, we're just having to lift. You're just lifting and coasting all the way through a corner behind these cars. We actually kind of want Liam to get a little further away. I'm hoping we're far enough away from Liam to essentially not be slowed down into the chicane, because we are basically flat on the exit of that. Gliska and Ewan are fighting each other and have been slowing each other down a little bit because we have caught up. That might be a little early on the power. For me, it is just astonishing the level of grip this car has. Right, Brazen's Devo is on the march as well. If we all stop falling over each other, we can potentially go off after Ninetales, but we've got to stop falling over each other. It's now 3 wide into the first corner. Liam with a big dive on those. I mean, the BMW's kind of got to do that. That straight is where it makes all of its lap time. Like, all of the lap time entirely comes from that straight. And, oh, yeah, you're kind of going to have to. I am resorting, but I'm going for make as much time as we can through these corners. That was a little too aggressive. We bounced it wide through there. That's fine. On the brakes we go. Gliska's defending heavily. I think this is actually really playing into Liam's hands. Is those two really fight each other, it does work out better for the M3 because they're losing the precious time in the corners that they need to be making up. I mean, it's great fun, of course. Well, they may be able to pull far enough away. I'm hoping we can just sort of slipstream behind Liam. We're looking for, if there is an opportunity arises, we will dive past everything. Brazen is clear and is going to come and join. Liam is going to go past, but then get dove under brakes by a Devo. We are going to spot it. That's a very opportunistic pass. There was a gap as Ewan was busy fighting with Gliska. There was, you know, half a gap on the inside, and we are going to take it. Now, the advantage that Gliska will get, well, maybe, it depends on how close we all get down to turn 1. Gliska may be able to just go full attack on Liam and re-pass, but we are all now, the Bugatti Brigade is all now lining up for a crack at a podium spot. And if Liam shows even the slightest weakness, we're going to pounce. But Liam can just back us all up, potentially. Gliska's done the move that you really need to do. I'm taking a slightly different line here, but hopefully we'll have the same effect. We're trying to pin Liam's BMW down there. I think all we've done successfully here is let Gliska get away. Brazen's now coming to join the party. And I'm going to be stuck trying to go around the outside of the BMW. Brazen thought about following the M3, changed their mind mid-corner, is still looking. Yeah, we just can't get... Once again, I find myself stuck behind Liam's BMW, unable to pass, and we are now 3 wide. Go on, Ewan, give us a bump draft. Give us a bump draft, Ewan. We need the bump drafts. We need the push. Well, this is going to go badly, I fear, but never mind. BMW may be the recipient of an assist at some point as Bugattis are trying to outbrake each other. Gliska, we have kind of saved Gliska. Gliska has got themselves out of trouble, out of the Bugatti brigade, and is doing their own thing. That Devo is now alongside. I can't fight it. There's only so much that I can do in this one. Oh, damn it. Okay. 2 more laps to go. I mean, we will continue to battle against the Devos. We will try and stem the tide of Devos if at all possible. I mean, if Brazen finds a way past the BMW, maybe we can follow. That is the goal here. Oh, got the power a bit too soon through there. There's not much grip out on the AstroTurf, I can tell you that much though. Get the front end turned in through here, which we do. The Sierra's on the march as well, a little bit back there. Right, into the next hairpin we go. I mean, Brazen is, I think, about to run into a very similar issue that we had. Oh, AstroTurf is bad again. Although once the car, when you've got this much grip, it is easier. You get away with a little bit more in terms of that like AstroTurf bit. We are going to be vulnerable, I think, down here. We might be getting a little bit of slipstream from Brazen. Ewan is going to look to that outside line, although it's very, very difficult. Unless you're fully alongside a car, it's really difficult to get that outside line to work off of the chicane. We are not quite as quick. Oh, Brazen with a big dive. Problem is, yeah, Brazen has got that pass to work. Great. The issue is there's now no speed onto the straight. It's going to be vulnerable potentially to me and Ewan. I really wanted to go across and get the slipstream, but I had to defend. Thank you, Brazen, for coming back towards my side of the circuit a little bit more as we all barrel down towards the first hairpin. Into that corner we go, and out the other side we are still ahead of Ewan. Might there be an opportunity? Might there be a way for us to steal? And I mean, it would have to be one hell of a steal in terms of a podium spot here. There's a little gap. Oh god, we might end up just have to help a Brazen. Liam's got all the way across to try and find a way past. Everything is all stacked up. We're gonna end up pushing Liam slightly because we're trying to get back past a Ewan who has managed to mug us in the process. Now we might be able to mug Ewan though, although we're going to get stuck up behind an M3. No. Ewan ran out of grip on the outside. Oh god, and now I'm going to lose out to the bloody Sierra, I think. Well, we're going to have to be incredibly late on the brakes down here. I mean, which we probably can be. I mean, yeah, we can be incredibly late under brakes. The BMW is all crossed up and all locked up and all out of shape. BMW may lose out to... See, it doesn't matter. I can't use any of my speed here. We're going to end up pushing Liam forward a bit out of that one. Although I think it's not going to matter. I think the Ford is quicker anyway. Oh, what a silly, silly race. What a silly race that one was. I mean, we had similar pace to the Atto. I just don't think I can quite match the Devos. We're not as far off. We're not as far off. The Sierra was actually very quick around that one. It's good fun. It's so silly, but it's good fun. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of these cars, in a racing situation, they're so slow down the straight. They're really awkward because you get held in corners. Hot lapping, they're very, very quick. But yeah, the racing situation, as we have seen, they do struggle a bit for pace, or certainly to make progress, because you just get stuck fighting. However, the Atom got his victory from a couple of Bugattis. We shall move on. We'll move on to A-Class, where the speeds are a bit greater and the cars, well, I mean, just as silly, really. So, we move up to A-Class for this third and final race. It means other vehicles are available, like the Koenigsegg. Yes, that is an Agera RS that has been dropped into A-Class. It's rather slow in a straight line. That is a normal F40 that is rather fast, shall we say. There's also a Zenvo in here, and various other things that are working in different ways. The Devos, so the Bugattis, that are so crazy in B, do not actually work here. They struggle to get the PI to really run in this. They're still immensely grippy, but they've just got no straight line speed. The Lamborghini, actually not too bad. It's quite nice to drive up in this. Oh, there's a Vulcan as well. Yeah, there's this Vulcan in A-Class. The downside for the Vulcan and for the Koenigsegg is they do not get slick tyres. So they don't have enough. All the sneakiness with dropping the PI down means they don't have slicks, where of course I do. The MC12 now does. We are on the outside. Go, Stevie, go! Oh, it's going to be very difficult to get past Agera through there. We might be able to get it on the run up the hill. I think we will. Indeed we do. Now it just looks like a hypercar race. It's just a hypercar race in slow motion. There is that Agera. It's having a little look. Can't quite do it. Now there are a couple of normal A-Class cars in this field as well. Liam's got that BMW, the M3, modded to the top of A-Class. We're going to go past the Devo here. Don't go on the grass. Oh, that's not the Devo. Sorry, that's the Chiron. We are around and alongside in this. I think Brazen made their Devo rear-wheel drive to try and save some weight because they're not powerful enough for it to really be a problem on the cars. We will break this final corner. Go on, get turn, please. The MC12 is out a little bit wide. Okay, we're going off after a Vulcan now. We should be faster than it down a straight. We're definitely faster than the Bugattis down here. Come on, chase the Vulcan, chase the Vulcan. The Zenvo is also quite cool. I wish I'd had time to be leveling up enough cars to mess around with stuff, but with the absolutely garbage upgrade system, you basically have to leave your car AFK to grind levels. When I was out today, and I had to pick one, which was this Lamborghini. So I don't get to play around with the Zenvo, which is a shame, because it's very cool. You can actually drop the Apollo. The IE can be dropped into A-Class, although it does have to run on drag tyres, which is useless in this, because the lobby has got, well, if you're running tyre wear, which I think we do have on in this, gosh, drag tyres will be shredded. Oh, we are out a little bit wide. Oh, the Chiron got a bit sideways. So the Vulcan isn't on slicks, as I said. Vulcan and the Koenigsegg not on slicks. Very different sort of vehicles to be handled, because they aren't on the tyres, but they've got so much downforce in the car that it's still going to be pretty quick in the corners. Longbow is going to cover the inside. That is to be expected, really. Can I cut back underneath? No, not quite. We may draw alongside down the hill. Looks like there's going to be a fun battle up at the front. I believe Gliska is running a normal A-Class car. I believe they've got their RX-7 in all of this. We are past the Vulcan, if I can stop it, which I struggled with there. We may just about have the acceleration, and we do, to get past the Aston. Need to attack that curb a lot more for future reference. Vulcan's going to try and look underneath. It's going to have immense grip, but it's the straight line speed where it comes undone. Now, can we do anything about the MC12? That is the question. The MC12, I mean, it has been engine swapped and deturboed and all of that stuff to get it down, but it's not the crazy. So to get that car out to A-Class, it's not the craziest of things. It's still fun, but it isn't quite the most insane thing. So that's more like a normal thing. This Lamborghini is ridiculous. I say it is ridiculous. It's still running, so it's still got about 360 horsepower. In fact, I can tell you how much it's got. There you go. 360 horsepower is how much the Lambo is running. Oh, you know, nowhere near the probably 800 that it's supposed to have, but it's got big slicks around it, which is glorious. We try and get it slowed. Now, there is, of course, another aspect to all of this. So, essentially, the way this glitch works is you are taking the turbos off the engine. So it's a bit of a fiddly one to do. But you have a car that has an engine that doesn't have an aspiration swap and an engine that does. And when you're in the menus, you kind of flick you flick between them, so you get to the point where you've taken the turbos off the engine that should have turbos. And that does give some interesting prospects, because while it's funny to make a Lamborghini have 300 horsepower, the Bugattis have 300 horsepower, what it works for is everything. Which means you can take a normal, I say a normal car, but you could take like a Focus RS and do the same process of taking the turbos off and all of that kind of stuff, and PI drop a Focus RS quite a long way down to potentially make it into a good race car in lower classes where it would never normally reside. It's a really interesting thing. Now, this will probably be fixed in the near future. But these vehicles, they're quick. Certainly the Bugattis on handling circuits are insanely fast, and what you're seeing is a combination of cars. No vehicle in B class, for example, is going to have 385 rear tyres and 365 fronts. It just doesn't exist. So while the Bugattis are heavy and underpowered, the size tyres in a modern chassis is just something that no other car can compete. On the right circuits, they are ridiculously fast. But like here, for example, we have a bunch of cars that should not be in A class. They're not crazy dominant. It's silly that they can be here, absolutely, but they are, by no stretch of the imagination, a crazy, crazy dominant car. So it does kind of work in a weird sort of way in terms of balance, but I do suspect it will get changed. There are certainly some, you can do all sorts of things, and I'm sure there will be more things that will be discovered with this. If it does not get fixed, there will be ways of making all sorts of wacky, very fast things. Yeah, it's a fun, slightly glitched way of building cars that, yeah, gives you a lot of possibility. You're essentially being able to make, okay, there's no base model Sian, but like with the Focus, for an example, it's like making a base or a mid-level Focus as an option, which is something we've actually always wanted with Forza. But of course you got the Focus RS, but it's fun to also have the slower ones. Well, it would be fun if you could modify them in this game, but yeah, having those slower base model cars is actually not a bad thing, and well, we're kind of now able to make them slightly. We are going to clobber that curb. The Aston Martin has not really gone away. We've got past, and then I've kind of dragged Longbow towards this Maserati. We're heading into the final lap now. I mean, like, lap time-wise, I think Gliska's a smidge quicker than us, but it's honestly not by a huge amount here. Gliska's kind of got that 7-second lead. Liam's actually now just gone and taken the lead with their BMW. So it's the two normal cars that are leading the way, and then I think it's Blakey with the Huracan STO and Ninetales' Zenvo are the other cars that are up there chasing down the normal A-class cars. I mean, if I'm going to find a way past the MC12, where on earth am I going to do it? I don't know where we are quicker and where we are slower than that Maserati. We look pretty evenly matched down the straight. Doesn't look huge differences down there. I could have got a bit more speed through that corner. I mean, I'm sure there is more speed in this car as well. It's a bit of a weird one to drive, and I'm not sure I've quite figured out the driving style for it per se. My favourite overtaking spot, Kyalami, actually, is to be slow on the way in here and quick on the exit. However, we've sort of done it. It's going to be close between me and that Maserati. Will Danger Man feel the need to defend? They do not. I don't think... Well, they kind of parked it a little bit in the middle of the road. Are we going to be off this corner well enough? We're going to be in the slipstream. There's a big line of cars up ahead. Yeah, we're going to be in the draft. The Maserati's a little bit better down here. It's going to have to be the final corner if we can do it, but it would be a big do-or-die lunge, I suspect, to try it. Oh, I've been a little bit wide there. Trying to maximise it. Got a little bit too greedy through there. Attack the curb. Oh. Danger Man really thought about going super defensive into this corner. Yeah, if I'd been a little bit better, if I hadn't gone so wide, we may have been able to throw it up the inside on the final corner. We end up with a 6th place. We tried our best to chase down that. We could not... I'll tell you what, Blakey's Huracan was very fast. What did we get lap time-wise? 54.9. I don't think we could have gone that much faster. I think we could probably get like a mid-54. We actually might have been able to even get down to sort of where Gliska was if I got a clean lap together, to be fair. But yeah, couldn't. Well, the M1 was actually very fast as well. Yeah, these things are fun. It's a fun glitch, fun exploit, however you want to call it, to be able to PI drop these vehicles, be able to take the turbo off, because I mean, they are genuinely running. It's genuinely running that much power. So the balance is kind of, and I say kind of, there. You know, the RX-7 was racing with the Huracan, the STO, and all of that. The Zenvos, you know, right there is awesome. It's great fun. I suspect it will be changed at some point. You know, the Devos and the Chirons in B class are stupid good on very twisty circuits, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that is going to be possible with this. But it is really good fun. You get some very silly results. I'm actually quite happy with my Lamborghini in A class. Worked quite well. It's a nice A class car, really. So there we go. This is some silly messing about with weird, broken, modified cars that really shouldn't be able to get this little amount of power. But it is quite a good laugh. So, there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.